Greetings, fellow Southern Cameroonians. This is Chairman Capo Daniel of Prap. Today is 20th May. We have seen videos and pictures coming from Ground Zero of our traditional rulers in the Southwest province succumbing to the word and threat of the dew to come out and parade themselves. It's an embarrassment to our people. Today, this 20th May, a day that the regime in Yaoundé parades as National Unity Day. But for us, who carry the scars of a broken promise of this great nation, Cameroon, this day is a day of national fraud, a day of mourning disguised in celebration, a day where our people are forced to celebrate with no choice, something that they are afraid of, something that they do not love. Let us be clear. Let us not forget that we voted in good faith in 1961, believing we were joining a union of equal people, two people of equal status, two states of equal status. We choose unity under a federal path, but we did not get that in return on this very famous day, 20th May, in 1972, where with the stroke of a pen and the silence of the very lawmaker our people have entrusted with their votes to represent them, our federal system was dissolved in a so-called referendum. Our identity was erased as a people from the state of the Southern Cameroon that came into this union. It was erased from the constitution. Our future sold out in a rigged referendum, or yes or we, under the threat of gun. It was a double betrayal. We were betrayed by the central government of the Federation. We were betrayed by our own very lawmaker. We should never forget that. We must take responsibility of this act of double betrayal. Our history will not be complete without us acknowledging this truth. Today is not a day of unity. It is a day of betrayal. Paul Biya himself, who is the head of state of Cameroon, have confessed that the goal was to assimilate us anglophones, to erase our system, our values, our voice into the Francophone style government. And when our people finally rose up in defiance in 2016, at the peak of this assimilation, when we actually said enough is enough of this conspiracy, the flames of the Ambazonian uprising roared with the hope of a new dawn for our people, a hope for a free society, an independent Southern Cameroon called Ambazonia, after the legendary name Ambazonia of the Ambas Bay, given by Fon Gojidinka. We said, but alas, today, what we watch today in Ground Zero is that this flame have dimmed. Not because our cause is unworthy, but because our leaders failed us again. When the struggle starts, those who emerge and the organizations that emerge, instead of building institutions, they build camps. Instead of building unity, they sow seeds of division, creating warlordism, county by county, strategy not aimed at freeing our people, but aimed at consolidating power and undermining others. At the height of our power, our mobilization, we were misled by greed, ego, factions who prioritize position over progress, people who turn guns against our own people, chopping up hands, declaring excessive lockdown, declaring everybody who oppose them or have different values as blacklegs. This is a tragedy of historic proportion that must be told. And now what do we see in the ground zero? Our towns being reabsorbed into the very system we resisted. The French model creeping back into our schools. Students marching now with uniforms without any participation of our Ambazonian groups. Our courts, our lives, and we ask, how can we blame our people who are now embracing the system for choosing peace over chaos, silence over confusion? How can we blame them? We must take responsibility and acknowledge how we have gotten this far. We cannot blame our people. We cannot punish them. We cannot celebrate soldiers who will go around to beat them up for participating in this 20th May. No, we can't. We must blame those who betray our trust. Twice. First, in 1972, when our lawmakers participated in that fraud without any objection. And second, during this era, where those who were the heads of this established movement squandered the possibilities that this resistance presented itself. But our people should know that we are not defeated, because the grievances of us Anglophones are real and undeniable, unquenchable. We stand today not just to mourn what was lost, but to reignite what we must reclaim. That is what we in Prap stands for, what our people must reclaim. The spirit of justice to demand justice, the courage to come around our common interests, the dreams of a system where Anglophones are not second-class citizens in our own region and our territory, but equal partner in their destiny, whether with Cameroon or not, but equal partners, because we will remain neighbors, we will remain together forever. Let this 20th May be the last we spend in silence. Let it be the first that we rise up to focus on the things that matters, the grievances. Not with weapons this time, because it has failed us and it is counterproductive, but with truth and strategies, with visions to build and not to burn. I was invited to the Edmonton Cameroon Association gathering 2 weeks ago, and I attended it. I met Francophones and I discussed with them. It's a dawn of a new day. Our people today, for the vast part of the majority of our people, are moving on. Some have participated in this 20th May celebration, but we must not stay out. We must stay in and speak out. We are still here. We still remember, and we must speak out for truth. We must seek a path for a new social contract where our people can exercise their right, their God-given right, to govern themselves, make their own laws, and protect their cities. This is the vision of Prap. We must still remain resilient. Those elites who have taken advantage to sell the will of the vast majority of our people, they don't want us to come back. They don't want our voices to be inside. But we must give our grassroots the voices, the representation within the system to speak and advocate and articulate for what must be done for change to happen, for all the frauds to stop. For those who have deceived the Cameroon government that they have won the war, their men will continue to die on the street. Because so long as these grievances exist, so long as this inequality exists, this war of shame will unfortunately not end. There is no military victory, but both sides must embrace pragmatism. And I call on all my Ambazonian brothers, all those in the leadership, that it's time for us to reason together, to be pragmatic and put our people's interests first, and put progress ahead of any politics, because that is what our people deserve. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.